Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to achieve the perfect top coat. I have just a mani here that I've already filed, buffed, shaped, made sure it's all nice and smooth, and then I'm going to walk you through the process of what I do to achieve that top coat, and then give you some tips along the way to make sure that you're getting one too. So you can see I'm going to just be using my Revel liquids. I have the activator and the finish gel. There's a lot of back and forth between people who hate the Revel nail products or love them. I like them. I haven't had any problems with them. I've found the way to use them. So hopefully if you have some in your drawer that you're mad about, you can go back to them after watching this, and hopefully it'll work. So I already created this mani again, did the process. We're just gonna focus on the top coat to this video. So I'm going in with the activator, making sure that you really saturate your nail with this. I feel like the top coat for me, I have to be very precise with the timing. This is the one time that I set a timer and I'm like, nobody bother me for the next 2 minutes. Because what I do is I liberally, as you can see, apply the activator, really saturating all of those nails. I wait exactly 2 minutes. I set a timer. And then, as you'll see later, I take a little lint-free wipe and then I wipe down all of my nails just to make sure that the activator is gone. I used to use rubbing alcohol when I would wipe down my nails, but that came with sometimes good, sometimes not so good top coats. So I'm not going to necessarily recommend that you use rubbing alcohol, but basically what you want to do is just remove any activator that might still be on your nail. So you want to apply this to make sure that the nail is solid and hard, but you also don't want any lingering when you get to your top coat. So I applied to one nail, and then or to the whole hand, and now I'm just going to go back and reapply, making sure I get all around the edges, and especially on that free edge where that tip of your nail is. Sometimes we forget to do that, and that can cause lifting, and then that can cause breaking, and we don't want that. So video is going to speed up in just a second here, so you don't have to sit and wait for the 2 minutes, but I do set a timer for about 2 minutes, and then just go in and wipe them down. Another thing that I noticed that helped me really get these really nice shiny top coats is making sure that I apply a really good dose of activator the first time. So when you do the dip powder nails, after you do the dip process with just the base, then you want to activate before you do any of the filing and buffing. And I saw a suggestion from someone that was like, make sure that you apply a lot of activator both times. And so I made a conscious effort of applying more of that activator the first time around, and I really think that made a difference. So make sure you're doing a good job the first time, and then also the second time. So now here I'm just wiping down each of my nails, going carefully, taking my time, just to make sure that they're nice and dry. You don't want anything else on there before you get to the top coat. So I'll let you finish watching that, and I'll jump back in when I do the top coat. All right, I'm going to jump in now as I'm getting into the top coat. Again, just using the Revel Nail Finishing Gel. So a few things with this. You want to make sure, just with the dip process, that you're going with not too much product. You don't want a lot of liquid. You don't want to flood your cuticles. That's one of the things that I've noticed. If that happens, I get lifting a lot sooner with that. So what I like to do is you kind of do this in 2 rounds. The first round, you're going semi-quickly. You want to make sure you do an even job, so that is more important than how fast you go, to each nail, and then immediately go back and do a second top coat. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking some of that finish gel, I'm going straight down the middle of my nail, and then I'm going to one side and then the other side. This is something that you'll kind of just have to get the feel of. You'll be able to tell if you have too much finish gel or not enough. You don't want like a dry brush. You don't want that to drag on the liquid that's already there. That can cause streaking, that can cause that patchy, not shiny look. So strip down the middle, and then I go to each side. And then just making sure that you don't get to your cuticles. Avoid those at all costs. Now I'm going back to do that second coat, and I'm gonna do the same process where I'm just carefully coating each nail. You don't wanna do a lot of back and forth. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing one pass down the middle and then on each side. And as silly as that sounds, when I started to pay more attention of starting in the middle and then doing the sides versus going from one side to the other, I noticed a big difference. So I know it's not a huge tip, but try it and see if it works for you. These colors that I'm using are glow in the dark. I will share what they are at the end of the video, but I really wanted to do a glow in the dark mani, and I just had to use these colors. My left hand actually is a video coming up where I did a tonal mani, and I walk you through the entire process. Make sure you subscribe to that, turn on notifications. Hopefully that'll be coming at you some point next week. No promises, that's the goal, so hopefully I can get it to you then. So you can see kind of that whole process. So that is what is on my left hand. So I'm just gonna finish doing this top coat here and just give it a minute to dry. And then I'll apply some cuticle oil at the end. One thing too that you wanna make sure is do not blow on your nails to dry them. Do not wave your hand back and forth to dry your nails. That is not how this kind of top coat needs to dry. Just take your time. Mine will usually dry within just a few minutes. If it's taking longer for yours to dry, you probably had too thick of a layer. If it's drying fast and it gets really patchy and streaky, you probably didn't have enough. And you can always file it off and redo your top coat. So I know it can be frustrating when you're first starting out and you're not exactly sure what to do. But the top coat is something that you can file off and then restart. If you do that, just start with the whole process. So activator to finish gel. Now that they are nice and dry, I'm gonna apply some cuticle oil. I don't have any fancy, awesome brand to share with you. There's so many wonderful brands out there, especially, you know, those individual shops that are a little bit smaller than those big businesses. So I definitely recommend checking out some of those. I just have this larger bottle that I got. I bought this like a year ago when I first started dipping, and I still have quite a bit of it. So I'll link it down below, but any cuticle oil will work, anything that you like. I like the soft scent that I get from this one. So just making sure to rub that in nice and good. Your cuticles, your hands might get a beating during this process. So adding that cuticle oil gives some nice conditioning and also amps up that shine. And don't be discouraged. Again, this is a work in progress. I'm hoping that this video showed you at least one way, my way, to do your top coat. Leave me a comment below. Did this work for you? Do you try something else? I would love to know if this was helpful. Also make sure, like I mentioned before, don't forget to subscribe to catch any future videos. I have my tonal, my pink left hand, that whole process coming up for you, hopefully some point next week. Yeah, leave me a comment. If you like this video, give me a like. The button's below, not too hard to find. I think it's a thumbs up. So give me a thumbs up or a like or poke. Is that still a thing? Do people still poke people? That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to see in the future, drop it down below. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing this weekend. Let me know what your mani looks like. Let me know when your birthday is. I don't know. Tell me something. That's it, you guys. Have a fabulous day, fabulous morning, night, whatever it is for you. And I'll catch you next time.